welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be recreating this really cute birthday set that I did for Aggie, one of the members of the Glitter Girlz. This is another birthday collaboration. Aggie likes blue aqua, she likes pink, and she likes purple. She also likes zebra print, and she likes glitter. So I basically covered all the bases in these 5 nails. The products we'll be using today are Madam Glam one-step gels. Basically, you don't need a base coat or a top coat. These cure with a no-wipe surface. They don't have an inhibition layer. They're perfect. They're little mini bottles compared to the usual bottles that you see me use. So we will be using their pink Cherub color for the pink, Lolita for the purple, and Infinity for the aqua blue. I also have matching Madam Glam glitters. The pink is a really fine glitter called Pink Serum. The purple is a holographic purple, and it's called Holo Rainbow. And the blue is called Azure Powder. It's also holographic, but it's basically shifting between blue and green. I also have matching chrome powders that I had picked up from my Born Pretty set that I purchased. I will leave the link below to all of these products in case you're interested in purchasing them. I bought these. This is not a sponsored video by Madam Glam. I just really like their products. They're very good quality, and I love the results I get. So we will be using Born Pretty. This one has an aqua tint to it. It's a chrome powder. This particular one has a purple shift. And this final one is the one that matches the pink. Again, I'll be using just some tips on a demonstration base. These tips are actually Enailcouture's short coffin 1, 2, 3 go tips. I just buffed them out and got them ready. We will be using no wipe top coat. The polishes themselves don't need a top coat, but I use the top coat to put the glitters on so that they don't have a sticky layer and they don't go anywhere. We'll also be painting on the zebra stripes using Young Nails Mission Control black gel paint called Overdrive. I will be using a number 4 gel brush that I got from a little set. This actually has a couple of different sizes. I got this on Amazon. It's a flat head gel brush. We're going to need this to create the swirl effect that I got underneath this zebra print, and I'll show you a really cool technique that I saw, I believe, on a YouTube video. I'm always looking for new techniques and new ways of presenting things. Then you'll also need a striper brush. This is from an inexpensive Amazon set that I have that actually has several sizes in them, different brush points, brush sizes. So this is the striper brush from that set. And you will need a brush, a soft brush, to remove the excess glitter. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my area and come back with these tips. I will go ahead and apply the base coat for the aqua, pink, and purple nails. And I also put, I forgot, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm going to bring it out now. I put a white base underneath the 2 zebra nails so that the color brightens up from these 3. Because of all the black glitter, it tends to darken the nail. So I used a white base under that. So I'll come back with all of that ready to go, and then I'll show you how I got this end result. So stick around. And I'm back, and I have prepped all the nails. I gave 3 coats of the Infinity. The reason why I did 3 coats, and it does, as they said, dry with no inhibition layer. So these would be ready to go if you were just going to wear that color. The reason why I did 3 coats is because of these 3 colors, this one is a little more translucent, so I gave it 3 coats. These 2 have 2 coats, and then I have 2 coats of Madame Glam's Perfect White polish as a base for the thumbnail and the ring finger. If you look closely, let me see if I can zoom in a little. There's a little bit of a swirl on the nail underneath the glitter, underneath the zebra. There's a swirl, and it was a different kind of technique that I used to achieve that look, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. So let me zoom back out a little bit, and it's actually fairly simple. You will need a fidget tool or a dotting tool, like this one, and you will need a palette, or I use my tile. Zoom out just a little bit more. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 3 colors and basically just apply a layer across my palette, like a line of polish across the palette. So we'll take some, that was Infinity, this is Pink Cherub. These are gel polishes, so there's no risk of them drying out. If you end up getting some on the brush, you can also clean it off. Luckily, I'm not getting anything on it. I'm going to put a little more pink in this so it's brighter underneath. And then I'm going to give a little bit of purple, the Lolita color. And I'm going to put that in here. I don't want too much of it because it's a darker color. So I'm just going to put a thinner line. A piece of glitter on my palette. Alright, so once you have that on your palette, you take your tool and you just basically go like this to it. You do like a S shape. It's almost as if you're going to water marble. If you want a little bit more, I want the purple to drag down just a little bit more. I didn't want it to. So you just do some swirls, creating kind of a marbled pattern on it. Let me wipe my tool off on a no lint wipe. And then basically you take your gel brush. Let me move this stuff out of the way so I have room. I have the polishes right next to me off camera, and basically you just pick up the pattern, you swish it up with the brush, pick up a layer of it, and you lightly apply it to the nail, almost floating it. And you're going to see the swirl effect that it gets. And then I'm going to turn it over because there's some pink on the bottom. Then you pick up another little piece of it, and you can put it here next to it. It will be a little thick, but that's quite alright because you can also take your brush and lightly spread it around. And I'm holding the nail at an angle so the polish flows down the nail. And I don't know if you can see how I'm getting a really cool swirled effect on the nail. You just swirl it. and get it close to the edge. You don't have to get all the way to the edge. I'm off camera. You don't have to get it all the way to the edge because you see how it's dripping down a little? And you're going to be able to pull that down with your gel brush. I don't want to smear it because I don't want it to blend. I want them to still be distinct colors on the nail. You push up to get to the cuticle. And blend down over here. I'm going to take this last little bit, try to cover this section of the nail. Get that tip. And then you can see in here, you can see how it looks wavy. It's because I didn't get quite to the edge. So I'm going to flip this over since I still have plenty of gel polish on the top of it. And I'm just going to tap it a little bit and float that product down the side of the nail. And float it at the cuticle. And basically I got this, I'm tilting it so that it all drips to the front. And it drips back a little bit. And I achieved this really, really cool swirled effect on the nail. Now I don't want this to move anymore, so I'm going to go ahead, let me clean this brush off a little, in case it drips over a little bit, which it did slightly, very slightly. I'm going to go ahead and get this in the lamp. I'll be right back. I'm going to repeat the process again so you can see it again on the second nail, and you'll see I'll get a different effect. I think I'm going to add a little more blue in that one because this one's mostly pink and purple, even though the aqua's in there. You could also take your polish, put a little bit on your palette, and take your gel brush. If you wanted to put a little bit of just that color in there, and you can swirl it down the nail as well. See how it's adding it? It's adding a little blue because I had practically no blue, it was underneath. So I want to get a definitive color of blue in there. The other technique you could use would be to put the actual stripes of polish and then use your fidget stylus to go back and forth and cause the swirls. I didn't necessarily want a uniformed pattern. I just wanted it to look like a slick, basically, of polish. So I'm going to get this in the lamp and I'll be right back and we'll go ahead and do this next nail. And I'm back and I've cured this nail. Madame Glam cures in 30 seconds. I gave it 60 seconds just to be sure. But again, because it's the one-step gel, it already has a no wipe top feel to it. It's not sticky. None of these are sticky except for the white, because the white is a regular gel polish and it does have an inhibition layer. So we're going to repeat the same process. We're going to take our polish and do the lines across. And I think I want a little more blue this time. That purple, see, I used very little purple yet look at how much came out on the nail. So I'm going to double this blue. So I want the blue and the pink to really show up. Make sure that you don't have any of the contrasting color on your brush before you put it back in, or you'll change the color of the contents of the bottle. And I did pink already, so now it's purple. And we're just going to put an ever so small layer. I think the purple also came through a lot because I swirled it down diagonally across the rest of the polishes. And now we're going to take our fidget stylus and clean off your palette in between so that you're not picking up the same pattern, and your brush. See, I have my brush. All I did was spray some alcohol on the palette, and I kept wiping the brush and cleaning it until it came clear, and it doesn't have any gel polish on it, so it's good as new again. So I'm going to go ahead and do as we did before and swirl, swirl, swirl. And this time I'm going to just leave it like that. I like the way that looks. Take my gel brush, push up on the nail. Maybe I didn't need that much because it's a smaller nail, but better safe than sorry. Look at how pretty that looks. The pink is really coming out this time. I'm going to take a little bit more. And some of that purple. That looks great. I'm really pleased with the way this is looking. Again, the blue's not showing up a lot, so I'm going to clean my brush off a little. And I'm going to push from the opposite direction because I want the blue to be the focus on some of this. Like right in here. There we go. And you can't make a mistake with this. There's a little bit too much blue. Put some pink and purple over it. There we go. Make sure you cover almost the entire nail. And then you can take your brush and just push the gel. You don't brush it, you push it. That way you keep that little pattern that you've created. Push it to the edge, tap it. Float the polish over the nail. How pretty that looks. Looks really pretty. I'm going to do this side as well. And try not to tilt it too much because it'll go over the side of the nail. There we go. Oh, and there's a couple little spots here on this side. There we go. That nail's completely covered. So we're going to go ahead, clean off my palette and my gel brush, put this in the lamp, and I'll be right back to show you the next step, which is to paint the zebra stripes on those two nails. So stay tuned. So I'm back, and I've cured the two swirl nails. Look how pretty they look. And because it was done with a one-step gel, there is no inhibition layer. None of these nails are sticky. And we're ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and apply the chrome to the three nails. We have the purple chrome, this is the blue chrome, and this is the pink chrome. Now before you can apply the chrome, you should put a fresh no wipe top. Again, this is already no wipe top, but I don't want to struggle rubbing the chrome onto the nails. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick little thin coat of no wipe top coat, and I'm going to do them individually so that I can bring them out of the lamp and put the chrome on immediately so that I know that it's going to really stand out. So we'll do the blue one first. And I'll do this one in real time, and then I'll fast forward on the other two so you could see. So again, a thin layer of no wipe top coat. Put that in lamp. Madame Glam cures in 30 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and move the other two out of the way. This is the blue chrome. You can see it in the camera, hopefully. There you go. I always tap it so that all the chrome goes to the bottom. I always leave this little protection layer seal in here too, even though it's not stuck to it. It actually keeps it nice and snug. I promise you it wasn't stuck. There, nail's done. 30 seconds goes by really quick. Gonna go ahead and try to use the same. I use this one. You can see the blue on it. Tap, tap, tap. Get a nice decent amount onto your brush. Onto your applicator. It's just an eyeshadow applicator. And rub it on. And you're gonna see this nail come to life with the chrome. Look at that. Look at the difference already. Just in that section. Rub it on. I think I'm going to have to start using, I keep reusing the blue tack, but the blue tack seems to be leaving the nails a little bit wobbly lately. Might just start a new fresh strip. But look at how pretty that blue brings out the color. The chrome brings out the color in the blue. So now we've got a blue chrome nail. And you always want to wipe off some of the excess. And we're going to go ahead and top coat that again to protect it. But let's do the other two nails first. Or we can be curing one. What I'll do is I'll go ahead, because this is how I did it to save time. I'm going to have to clean that up. Is I applied a no wipe top coat to the blue nail, and it's going to cure and seal. And then I'm going to apply a no wipe top coat to the pink and prep that one for the pink chrome. There we go. So the blue nail is ready to be sealed. Look how pretty that looks. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice or not, but it's really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead, put this in the lamp, and I will fast forward through the rest of the process. But this is how you save time. While this one's actually curing to seal, this one's curing to prep. So I'm back, and I have now applied the chrome to the 3 solid nails, and I'm going to set them aside on a different display because we're going to work on the zebra print now. So okay, we'll move those aside and we'll move on to this. So I have my mission control, I have my striper brush, which looks all fanned out, but the second you put some gel paint on it, it's going to go ahead and the hairs are going to stick back together again. So let me put this where you can see it, and I'm going to zoom in a little so you can see exactly what I did. So let's telephoto a little. There we go. I don't need this. I actually can work without the palette. I'm going to work straight from the pot. Alright, let's do the big one first. So basically, you pick up some gel paint on your brush. You wipe off a little bit of the excess. You know, you want to load it up, but not to where it's so much. And basically, I'm going to show you, actually I will use my palette. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do because then I can fast forward the rest. You put a little bit of pressure and you pull the brush, let the brush do the work, and then you lift your hand, and as you lift your hand, the stripe gets thinner. And we'll do that again. I'm going to pull in just a little bit more. Load your brush. And you should really load it every time you do a stroke, because then you know you have the right amount of polish or paint. And you put it, and then you can join them. And there you go. And if you want this to be a little thick, a little bit thicker, then you would just go over that one part a little bit. See? And basically, if you do that a couple of times, you're going to see how it starts to look like a zebra. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this off. I'm going to bring my nail forward and we're going to go ahead and do the zebra stripes. I will fast forward through this portion so that you're not bored by my stripes. We're going to slow this down just for a second because you see how the lines aren't going quite to the end. If you look at the original set that I did, there's a little stripe that goes around the entire nail. So we're going to catch that when we go around the nail. However, I do want to make sure and get all the way down to the edge of the nail. So you can just push your paint with your brush. Don't worry too much about how exact it is, just to reduce that bubble a little bit. Because when you first apply the gel paint, it's thick and it almost puts a blob. But you can fix that, see? So now all of those lines go straight, so you've got stripes going all the way down the nail. But there you have it. All the zebra stripes. It's not perfect, but you get the gist. And now I will take my gel paint, and I will take my striper brush, and I'm going to let the brush do the work again. I just want to put a nice even stripe down the sides and around the cuticle and the free edge of the nail. So I'm going to lay the brush sideways and basically just drag it, and it makes a straight line for you. And there you have it. And you want to do the same down the other side. It's kind of hard to get in there with this type of demonstration base with this white thing here, but you could still get your brush in there because it's long enough and thin enough. So again, you lay the brush flat and you basically pull it along the side of the nail. and let the brush do the work for you. There you have it. Now again, I want it a little bit thicker because I want to put the glitter on and I want it to catch the glitter. So I'm going to anchor this a little bit differently so I can see better. And basically pull my striping brush a little bit higher than I just did. And it creates a thicker stripe down the side. So let me close the paint for a minute and set my brush aside, and I'm going to go ahead and get the glitter, and I want to get something to catch it in. So I have the top of one of my glitter pots cases, and I want to put this here because I don't want to spill glitter all over my silicone mat. It will stick to the mat. So let me zoom out a little bit. And basically take my glitter, grab my scooper. I have a scooper here. It's a cuticle pusher, but I use it as a scooper. Take the glitter and just sprinkle it over the gel paint. Okay, and I'm back, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our brush. I cleaned up this area, cleaned up the little plastic palette that I was using to catch the glitter, and I brought over a sheet of paper. There's the palette, it's all cleaned up. And before we go to the next nail, let me show you. You wipe off with your brush, and I got a good solid cure. There's no wet spots on the nails. Nothing is coming off in terms of gel paint onto my brush. And clean off this whole little demonstration base so that it's nice and clear. And there you have it. Zebra stripes with glitter, all nice and brushed off. I'm going to do this one off camera. Then I'm going to bring back the chrome nails because we're going to put a little bit of a glitter accent on that with the matching Madame Glam glitters. So stay tuned. So basically, you're going to take your no wipe top coat and you're going to put a little, you're going to apply a little bit around the cuticle area and on the tip of the nail. Just put a little tiny layer at the tip of the nail. There you go. And then you want to put a little tiny layer along the cuticle. So if you really want to get fancy, you could use a detailer brush. I don't think it's necessary. It has a little bit of glitter on it. Okay, there we go. Make sure there's no glitter. Do it like this. You can see where you're polishing. You add your little curve in here, following the cuticle. If you see an area that you want to clean up, you would take a gel brush, for example, and just poke it in there and clean it up a little bit. I think I need a little bit more on this side, on the right side, over here. There you go. Now it's evenly spaced. There. And I have some at the front. Make sure you go from sidewall to sidewall so you don't like have a spot or a gap on the side where you wanted glitter to be. Okay, so we've got a white top coat on there, and we're going to go ahead and take our Madame Glam's matching glitter. Look how pretty that is. You're going to take your scooper, and I'm going to put this in my palette again. Get my palette thingy in place so I can catch the excess glitter. Grab it straight from the pot. Now what I do is I lightly press so that the glitter gets compacted in the nail, in the no wipe top coat. It should not, if you put plenty of glitter, it should not come out onto your fingers. All I have is glitter. I don't have any, there's no sticky residue on my fingers. And then I'm going to tap this off, get off as much excess as I can, and put it in the lamp. Actually, I'm going to do these two as well, and I'll come back. And here you have it, the finished set. Zebra stripes with glitter, chrome, glitter, aqua nail, pink nail, purple nail, everything that Aggie likes. Happy birthday, Aggie. I hope you like this set. Go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you get notified when I upload videos. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back for more. Until the next one, bye!